friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another story which is called The Secret Life of Shadows, written by Jory DePalma and illustrated by Bao Luu. But before we get started, subscribe and like for more videos like this. Let's get started. Bethany Gale was not a particularly happy child. Well, not like she used to be. There are very few things that held her interest or brought her joy. There are very few things that held her interest or brought her joy these days. But given her recent circumstances, one could hardly blame her for that. She did, however, take a liking of the name of her new street, Middle Mist Lane. She liked the way it sounded, like the beginning of a nursery rhyme or a poem she couldn't quite remember. And there were nights where she would whisper it under her breath as she laid in her bed to sleep. Middle Mist Lane, Middle Mist Lane. Time for bed now, child, her father would grumble, and Bethany would roll to her side and watch the 4 branches play out in the wind, blowing back and forth to neighboring trees. And every night, when she knew she was completely alone, she would whisper in her softest voice, "I love you. Good night," before closing her eyes tightly and drifting off to sleep. This particular night, however, was different. Scratch, 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 scratch. Bethany rubbed her half-asleep eyes and tiptoed downstairs. "Oh, Sadie," she whispered, not quite realizing that her dog was still fast asleep on the living room rug. "Come on, girl, outside." Bethany yawned as she opened the back door, and suddenly a whoosh of air ran past her leg and into the night. By the time her eyes adjusted to the darkness, she just couldn't make out the shadow of her dog darting in the woods beyond the gate. "Sadie," she said in a hushed cry, "come back here." But there was no response. Bethany grabbed her grandmother's flashlight and ran to the edge of the yard in the distance. She could hear playful rustling of leaves on the forest floor. "At least she's happy," Bethany thought as she opened the back gate. And with that, Bethany's feet left the cold midnight grass of Middle Mist Lane and stepped out to the woods before her. "Sadie! Sadie, come here, girl." "Time for bed, my little starlight." "Coming, Mama." "There we are. All comfy cozy now?" "Well then, let's begin." This is called The Secret Life of Shadows, and I wrote it just for you. There's a place that I know where the southern oaks grow, where the lazy moss twirls in the trees, where the air's syrup sweet all from yesterday's heat, and it clings to your bones in a breeze. It's a place far away you might visit someday, where stars like to play hide and seek, and the shadows of town every night gather round while the whispering winds seem to speak. I swear that it's true what I'm saying to you, though I see that odd look on your face. But you must believe me, for I've been there, you see, and it's quite a spectacular place. Though perhaps you should know, as you get up and go, why these shadows have gathered round. Well, I'm sure you would too if you were stuck on like glue to each person and creature in town. Just imagine their life and all the chaos and strife, being puppeted around to and fro. What if they want to play at the end of the day? Where on earth do you think they will go? Well, near Middle Mist Lane. Now, please, let me explain. There's a small, lonesome place in this wood, where each night they all flee for a chance to be free. And I would join them right now if I could, for in starlight they play, shouting hip hip hoorays, as they scatter around backlands galore. It's a world without care where they let down their hair, but I promise you still, there's more. There's a party of sorts where the tall and the short hoist you high on their tremulous hands. They won't let you down until you've been crowned the new queen of the Shadow Time bands. There's music and dance. If you're brave, take a chance. Soon you'll hear all the oohs and ahs. Now keep up with the beat and stay light on your feet so dancing turns into applause. The music they stirred is nothing like you heard. It's a feeling I dare not compare. It's the drums where they quake or the tambourines shake. It's a brass when it rattles in the air. It's a trombone man swing and the clarinets ring and it bubbles up straight from the ground. While the rhythm and beat cast a spell on your feet to the fat, joyful noise of this sound. Plus, they like to play tricks upon old tunnel bricks, stretching out on marvelous things. And it's here you shall feast till your waistlines increase on a cake that is fit for the kings. There's stories as well the shadowlings tell. You're a queen, take a sit on your throne. Or perhaps you might find, if you're so inclined, a quick glimpse of the greater unknown. If there's still time, where it might be divine, to join in on the raucous parade. Now sit tall and be proud, and give a wave to the crowd, and just look at the smiles you've made. For like there's nothing you see, like the chance to be free, to live on without worries or care. As magical you find as a one of a kind, is one that I hope you'll share. And with that, my sweet girl, when I leave to this world, it's just you and this magic we found. And I know we're apart, I still know in my heart that you'll take it and spread it around. But that's not for today, so get on with your way. And remember, I'll always be there. And a place that I know where the southern oaks grow is the place that one day we will share. Now close your sweet eyes and imagine the skies. Bid adieu to your happy new friends. Just remember these words and you'll fly like the birds. Our goodbyes are not really our ends. I hope that you know when the gentle winds blow, do lay in your bed sleeping tight. They'll whisper, my dear, when you're longing to hear, and I love you, my darling. Good night. Bethany awoke the next morning feeling different. She didn't feel quite alone anymore. The sun came in as she watched the shadow from her fingertips play against the wall. She pressed against it and smiled. Breakfast, her father called, and with that she left her very new room on the Middle Miss Lane for the very first time content. Bethany Gale was not a particularly happy child, but she was today, and one could hardly blame her for that. I hope you enjoyed this fantastic story with me. Subscribe and like for more sweet videos like this. Bye everybody! See you in another video and keep on reading.